Well, of course, to be sure, there are good and bad game changers, but I would say a good game changer is a person or a group of people that adopt an idea or come up with an idea, and they begin to spread that idea, and that idea becomes contagious, and it changes how people act and how they move forward. And I think it brings groups of people and individuals, countries, the world closer to the lines of excellence. So that's how I would define a game changer. Well, I've always been involved in civic engagement, the politics, statecraft, the affairs of the state. Being here in Washington, I think a lot of Hispanics, when we first come to town, we often don't see ourselves working particularly for our community. We see us working in the at-large community. But, you know, given our population being so young and growing and so forth, there's a vacuum of people that have the skill sets that are required to engage in public policy and so forth. So seeing that vacuum, I think a lot of us feel it's incumbent upon us to try to contribute some of the things that we've learned and try to help our community through those things that we know. I would have to say that I would encourage them to stay true to their goals, stay true to those ideas that they have. Particularly when we're young, we have great ideas, and a lot of those are true ideas. You may envisage a pathway to get to that goal, but at times you need to adjust that pathway. You know, the Greeks talked about a plan. Bad is a plan that can't be changed. So you need to adjust to get to where your goal is, but you need to stay true to those principles that you originally conceived. Every day I have to remind myself who I work for. You know, we are the Hispanic Institute, so therefore I work for Hispanics, and I try to keep that in my mind every day that, hey, you work for the Hispanics at large, you have to try to do what's best for them. And I also have to tell myself that the people that we need to help are those in most need of help. You know, we have a lot of Hispanics that don't need assistance. They're doing very well, but we do have a large group of people that need some help in terms of moving ahead in academia and business and in government and all those things. So that's those guiding principles that I adopt every day. One person that comes to mind is a close friend of mine. His name is Rick Hernandez. He's been doing what we do at the Hispanic Institute, helping and advocating for Hispanics for about 40 years now. He started in the late 60s, and during the 70s he was in the Carter administration, and has been doing this type of work his whole life. He now sits on our board and sort of provides a compass for us on issues that we take up, and he always has our back. Our respaldo is what we say in Spanish. He always has our best interests in mind, and we seek his counsel, and I think he's been a game changer throughout his life. Well, in terms of public accomplishments, I would say that in '05 I brought together a group of individuals, Hispanics, all former federal officials, all concerned about the plight of Hispanics in the United States. And we're also concerned about the anti-immigrant, anti-Latino sentiment that we perceived out there. And we met in Chicago, and we laid out a mission and vision and formed this organization, the Hispanic Institute. And in the subsequent 5 to 7 years since then, the policies and work that we've accomplished, you know, in the areas of academia, technology, telecommunications, financial services, civic engagement, all of that work over the last 5 years, I think is probably, I would like to think, my significant accomplishment thus far. Well, one thing that I would encourage Hispanics, minorities, groups of people is to not be beholden politically to one party or one organization. I remember looking at on PBS, looking at Religion in America, and they had all these religious leaders, Ralph Reed and Falwell and all of them, and they talked about their relationship with the Republican Party. And they said to a person, each and every one of them said, the Republican Party took us for granted, that they would pay lip service to what we were doing and everything, but they never went out of their way for those religious interests. And I see that the same among minorities, Hispanic, the black community, and so forth. If we become beholden to one party, then that party is never going to really respect us and do what we need done. So if there was anything that I would recommend as a policy change for all of our groups is not to be beholden to one party. Yeah, I think that one of the most significant things that we could do right now is to ease a lot of the immigration restrictions that we have in this country. All of our analysis shows that immigrants and Hispanics contribute far more to the economy than they take. I think to ease and allow talented people who migrate are often go-getters. They are the type of people that you need in your communities. As the face of this country changes, I know people are always scared of change. When everyone around them doesn't look exactly like they do, they become frightened. But in terms of what would be good for this economy, this country, would be to allow more talented people into this country and get away from this deportation and destroying lives and arresting immigrants for no reason at all. I would like my legacy and the organization's legacy to be one that facilitated the growth of Hispanics in the areas of academic achievement, in the areas of business and finance, and in the areas of government and statecraft. So that's what we're trying to accomplish.